So this video is not going to advance the plot at all, but I will be exploring all the highlights of the West Indies that I can visit in this DLC. And we're going to start off by doing the sole underwater part.
I'm so happy you didn't have to go, like, get a whole bunch of metal and make a diving bell.
Yeah, that would have been really stupid.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear tell of the jackdaw?
Oh wait, we have a little conversation.
Kenway's ship, and mine for some months.
Some months? What is he?
Legends
Oh,
tell
yes,
that
he
she
was in
sunk
personal
somewhere
charge
off
of
the
the
coast of
jackdaw for a
Hispaniola,
while.
but none know just where.
You believe it is here?
More likely, I succumb to nostalgia.
Maybe it's the giant bow in the water. I don't know.
That is actually not the jackdaw.
I know, but why is it in the water?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it has been a really long time since we did an underwater thing, huh?
Yes.
But yeah, same rules. Don't really need to talk about it again, I think.
Nope.
But at least you got to saw my master hat.
Oh, and
Yeah, with action talbot.
yes. That was a very nice hat.
And a very nice looking gun, too.
I should go, like, buying a lot. I gotta figure out what half these guns in, like, Watch Dogs 2 do, because I don't ever use guns.
Huh.
Well, it's... The basic thing is, for Watch Dogs 2 is... If you're in combat, things have gone really, really wrong. The game is usually very good about letting you not. You're just checking.
So it's like Deus Ex, Human Revolution or whatever.
You know, Deus Ex, you can go into combat.
Well, yeah, but you can non-lethal the game, right?
Yeah, you can non-lethal. You can basically non-lethal. I mean, I really don't care that much. I mean, a lot of people care about it more than I do, to be quite honest.
Well, the one thing I do kind of know about that game is that apparently in the original release, it was really hard to no-lethal some parts. Like, you either ran out of ammo or some part was very difficult, and they made it easier in the expanded edition, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, part of it was, like, the first Deus Ex, Human Revolution. There's a couple parts where it's kind of a bitchy to do a no-lethal run all the way through. I think there's, like, only one part of the game where I actually violated that. But what really is kind of a pain is... if you want to save somebody, there's during one of the missions, one of the return trip to Hangsha, your transport is shot down, and you have the decision of either abandoning your pilot or...
Quiet, this is an old friend. It's the jackdaw.
Yay.
Now I'm kind of confused how this happened, because Edward took the jackdaw back to England, right?
At least theoretically, and then
Yeah,
he may have given it to somebody else, like the Assassins, because...
Yeah, I guess that would explain it, because
everything is true. Everything is free and nothing is... No, sorry.
Well, exactly.
Nothing is free and everything is permitted, but...
But you can also collect the jackdaw's figurehead as the sole shining object.
Yes.
Edward, Adewale is one strong guy, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And thankfully, that's it for the shipwreck. That's all you need to do here.
Yep. Let's go get some air and then go back through the other tunnel.
I mean, it is nice that the game... I like how the game marks secrets. So it's not like there's only... Yeah, you missed absolutely nothing with me going back. But yeah, it's nice that the game labels where an area has secrets, and it's not just like 4 chests and then find a secret on your own.
Yeah.
That's nice of them.
back to Kenway and set my mind to leave piracy behind to fight for the assassin cause.
To steal hope
She was the
Damn
first
it.
ship to accept me as her captain.
I don't know why that line gets cut off.
Oh. But basically, before there's you have the decision of either running away and probably not killing anybody versus trying to save somebody and the enemies. There are a ton of enemies and you're going to probably have to kill somebody to get the free here. It's just the way it is. It really sucks. There are also bosses which technically didn't matter because they kind of killed themselves in the cutscene anyway. So it was the equivalent of stamina killing them, like in MGS3.
Right.
Or they will detonate the bomb in their chest after it's all said and done. But then they kind of expanded that, fixed that up as well. But for Watch Dogs, the thing is just like you're a pasty hacker nerd.
Keep ahead!
You're not.
As much sail as you can!
You're
not some cool assassin guy or whatever.
Yeah, you're just not built for combat. And
Trim the yards off the wind!
You have enough like capability in your arsenal to kind of get around that because you can do a lot of shit by hacking, and if you need to get closer, they give you 2 remote control drones. You can get what's called the jumper, which is kind of a little 2-wheel thingy that just 2-wheel robot that just drives around and can jump.
Well, I think what the people want to know is that is there any bomb ambush at any point, and does anyone ever say, "Oh no, AJ, a bomb"?
I'm not talking about Human Revolution. No.
Oh my God, JC, like the "Oh my God, JC, a bomb" moment.
No. I haven't seen it happen in Watch Dogs yet. It wouldn't shock me if it did because that is the exact style of writing that they go for in that game.
Just intentionally kind of early mid-90s PC kind of.
There's an entire mission where you're just driving around quoting Short Circuit.
Goodness.
There's another mission where you go around quoting Friday. Because it's the one black people movie that white people like.
So I'm guessing Watch Dogs 2 doesn't take itself very seriously, right?
It takes itself a whole hell of a lot less than I would say.
Well, it's kind of jarring, right? Because the first game supposedly had a kind of serious plot, or one that wanted to be taken seriously.
Yeah, so it was a lot more serious than this.
And yeah, as I said, there's you can buy upgrades for your ship, but the thing is, there's not really very much ship combat unless you go after slave ships a lot.
Yeah.
But it's we're not doing anything else with our money or trading supplies, as it were. So why not?
Of it. You kind of have to go after slave ships just to get the last of the things.
Yeah, all the slave rewards and such. Especially for the gold trophy, one of the gold trophies, which requires you to free 500 slaves.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I never used that figurehead on the Jackdaw, so I don't know what the game's talking about. That's not my personal canon.
Yeah, I know, you had the Grim Reaper and everything else.
Yeah, it looked cool. I think the Liberty sails are more appropriate here. But I think in Rogue, the Experto Creed does use the lion figurehead.
Yeah, I think that's the default.
Default figure. The one that you see in the cutscene and such.
Right, the one that Edowell wants to use.
But yeah, this is a pretty important island because it has a machete upgrade.
Yes.
Oh yes, and you unlock the best blunderbuss by finishing the game the DLC 100%. But again, at that point, you don't really need it because you 100%. It's fun to It's fun to play around with. It's just there's
looks
nothing
cool.
else. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's just there's not much to use it on.
Good choice. Won't regret it.
I have something new for you, if you like.
Yeah, we did some pretty heavy-duty upgrading, and that's good because you basically have nothing else to spend money on in this DLC.
You don't have any other thing, any like hidden base to upgrade with cash. I mean, you have the hidden base, but
Yeah, it's just a hidden base.
and this is different than before, in which the rest of the fort's kind of been ruined. So you can.
It is a bit disappointing. You can't climb around on the ruins and such.
Yeah.
That would have been neat. Since other than Brotherhood, you don't really traverse ruins that much in this series. And missed audio cue, but there's the best machete.
Yes.
You know it's the best because it's gold.
Yes. Yeah. We don't traverse ruins a lot. I would disagree with that.
Do tell.
I think the only game where you don't really traverse ruins a lot is probably Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh yeah, you have the Mayan ruins in this game. But
Well, I mean, you had the Mayan, you had the Mayan ruins in 4 plus, and
well, what about Unity or Syndicate? Those games don't really have many ruins in them.
okay, fine. There's just a bunch of different. Yeah, okay, fine. Syndicate. Well, Syndicate has the not in the main game, but the entire DLC, which is
well,
technically part of the main game now, since they put it as part of the base purchase after everything got fucked up.
Oh, you mean Unity?
Unity. Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm getting confused in my head. Yeah, Unity.
Yeah, clearly.
Unity has it. Syndicate.
Yeah, Unity has those underground ruins kind of areas. Yeah, that counts.
Does Syndicate have it?
Not really.
Particularly, unless you. No, wait, that's Unity.
You would need a very generous definition of ruins to include anything in Syndicate.
Yeah, Syndicate doesn't really. I mean, you have.
That was quite a jump right there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like. Yeah, because generally everything's mostly built up in Syndicate, and there's nothing that is like super old.
Yeah. But I mean, in Brotherhood, you had all those Roman ruins lying around. That was cool.
Yeah, and same in 2 and Revelations.
Oh yeah, you had the old Byzantine stuff. That counts. But you had the only Roman thing I can recall in I guess the Assassin tombs were count as ruins. Okay, I'll count those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I was gonna say, like in 3, the only thing that really is there is, there's basically nothing in 3 unless you do the.
Well, there was you know that old plantation in the Caribbean that kind of had a haunted house kind of vibe to it.
3?
Yeah, there was one mission you go down to a Caribbean, an old slave plantation or some such, and it was at night. It had a really I thought it had a really creepy atmosphere. So, and it was in disrepair, obviously, and in one of the little add-on packs, you can go down to Central America to get a new sword or some such.
It wasn't a sword. It was the you were going to Mayan ruins, and you were getting the ring, sort of the pendant. I think that belonged to Captain Kidd or something.
Oh yeah, something like that. The point is, you went to ruins in Assassin's Creed 3's DLC.
The DLC.
And I would almost count the 3rd episode of The Tyranny of King Washington as having ruins. Because there's that huge pyramid in the middle of New York, and there's all kinds of rubble and half-standing structures around it. That sort of counts.
I mean, it's an alternate universe. Let's be honest.
Yes, but it's still a game. It's still part of the game. Oh, look at this. Oh, I was riding the blade for a bit there.
Yeah.
That's how you handle windmill riding. Yep, that could have gone better.
And you just shoved him over the ledge and said,
Oh, hello there. Oh yeah, my buddies.
yeah. Makes it a little easier now that you've got that upgrade.
Yeah, especially since I think if I were to trigger an alarm, even a passive Maroons would come and help out. And it'd just be turned into a general AI brouhaha. And you know how much I love general AI brouhaha.
Well, it's better than them randomly, wantonly slaughtering slaves.
Yes. But yeah, that's one thing I really like that they did more in Unity, no, Syndicate, was the AI on AI fighting. Because they introduced that in
Oh, well, I mean, there was an absolute ton of it.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that there were so few opportunities to do that in Revelations, even though that's the game that introduced the concept.
Yeah.
But Syndicate was a big step forward, and it's pretty fun to watch the AI fighting itself.
Yep.
Especially since they are so bleeding useless in this game. Your AI
I always like them just kind of rolling up on a card and then just killing a bunch of dudes.
Well, remember that second video I did in Havana? That I ended the video by having a mercenary group attack some Spanish soldiers?
Yeah.
That was a pretty epic battle.
Yes.
It came right down to the wire.
You know what to do.
Oh, and thinking of Syndicate right now reminds me of the weird throwing knives situation in this game. So throwing knives are in this game, but you have to disarm a swift guy first, and I think that's only in the main game.
Yes, that's really annoying because it technically counts as one of the weapons to kill. Yeah. There is a challenge where you have to kill it with every single type of weapon, which is normally not achievable until late in the game because of rope darts. And B,
but yet,
you may not know that you have to use a throwing knife because you can't.
And even if you did know you had to use throwing knives, then the next question becomes how do you get them because you can't buy them.
Right.
Run and find a place to hide.
It's hilarious in a way.
Yes, it's one of those dick moves Ubisoft loves to throw in occasionally.
This is compared to Syndicate, where Eevee will just like straight up murder a dozen people with throwing knives without any issue.
Pretty awesome. But yeah, money is especially useless in Freedom Cry because once you get all the Maroon updates, free ammunition. So basically, the only thing to spend money on is Expert Oak Creed upgrades.
Yeah.
That's it. And especially since you don't buy weapons.
It's Cumberland Bay.
Yes, we went here as Edward too. Now, when I originally recorded this, I was running around for a good 15 minutes or so looking for all the treasures. And you're going to notice a pretty hard edit when I get bored, when I clear out the island and still can't find the damn treasure. It was not fun doing that, let me tell you.
Oh, there's the musket, the blunderbuss that you need.
That is true, but I have to clear out this camp first. And firecrackers go away if you throw them into water. Even very shallow water, like that.
Hey, para.
I just threw away all 3 sets of firecrackers and did absolutely nothing with them. So screw it. I kind of forgot what I was intending to do with those firecrackers anyway. I mean, lure the guys. Oh, I was going to lure them and then run into their camp and steal everything.
Yes. So this is a special blunderbuss that has a much smaller radius and is technically supposed to be a further shot. Will you ever use it? Probably not. Is that...
No, I think I don't bother replacing it if that's zero. If that's what you're meaning.
Yeah.
That's, if I take that to be your meaning. But yeah, you have the treasure chest over here. Yeah, it's definitely got a tighter spread, is the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the treasure chest over here. You have the one by the camp. So where is number 3?
Good question.
I will give you a hint. We already passed by it.
I really wasn't looking, so...
Let's just say there's a reason you didn't see it. I certainly did not see it when I was recording initially. But yeah, I'm still surprised I managed to get this whole DLC. And here I was really optimistic because I thought these two jerks were guarding it. They are not. But yeah, now we have Guantanamo Bay to ourselves, and where's the treasure chest?
I don't know. Maybe we should have grabbed one of the soldiers and stuck them under running water to find out.
Is that a Phantom Pain joke?
No, it's called waterboarding.
Ah, of course. Timely humor is what it is. But yeah, also the thing with the... We're very cold from the treasure chest right now. The thing with the mini-map is that usually when you get within a certain radius of a collectible, it'll automatically show up.
Yeah.
Which is what I was hoping would happen here, but no, I'm very far away from where it actually is. So let me tell you, this is thrilling gameplay right here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's 2 more dudes over there.
But still no treasure chest. I don't care about the...
Oh, it's probably sitting up on a ridge.
You're kind of right about that. Let me tell you. I'll say that right now. You're kind of right about that. Yeah, this is really compelling gameplay. I can't tell you how entertained I was recording this.
Yeah.
He didn't have to die, I just wanted to pickpocket him.
I think I already spotted it, by the way. So.
Getting colder. I didn't realize how much of this I left in my final video.
You gotta kill dudes while being a relatively clean-cut assassin chum to aid in our ludonarrative dissonance.
Yes, there's my very hard edit while I looked around for this shit, and then I finally found it. Except I'm moving away from it because I didn't notice it popping up on the minimap. And I apparently still didn't notice it. Oh hey, a skeleton. Finally I find it. It's off in this little piece of shit. I mean, look at that!
I mean, there's a giant red cape there. Red stain, or whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know what that is, but you can't see that red carpet or whatever that is unless you are inside that area. So that one's just an all-around pleasure of fine.
And now, I think you would have gotten it if you had somehow cleared out the rest of the... Part of the problem is that we're on the world map, and the rules of the world map are... You can't... You have to find all the viewpoints and all those small little locations on the world map, as opposed to, like, if you were on a single map itself. In that section.
Give me some speed.
Yeah.
So because you know you hadn't gone to all the other locations and found all the other little nooks, it wouldn't have automatically shown up.
Yeah. Basically, this video was considerably longer than this final result it came out to be. But again, still happy I got it to 43 minutes, and 4 and 5 are not that long either. So, pretty happy with myself.
Morocco. And we're done.
That was nice. I still hate these stupid little pseudo islands, though.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the old Wind Waker conceit where there was at least some interesting shit to do on little islands sometimes.
Loose and catch the wind!
There was usually something.
Yeah, there's some little secret or some stupid little mini quest thing you can do on every island. That was nice, I thought.
Yeah.
Since it was like, what are you going to discover on this island? Does it have a heart piece? Does it have some rupees? You never knew.
Well, until you found the charts that showed where everything was.
Yeah. I heard they made the Triforce part at the end a lot less dumb in the Wii version. Wii U version.
I mean, I didn't really have like an issue like hunting it down. It was just that, like every time you had to do it, you had to pay Tingle like what 300 rupees or something like that.
Yeah, and some really high up number.
They kind of offset it by if you knew where there were silver rupees, which would basically cover the cost, but it was half of a solution.
It was still more. It was still, even if you knew where the rupees are, it was still a lot more tedious than it really should have been, I thought.
Yeah.
Especially since money is kind of weird in Wind Waker because it is so important that you get a lot of it to finish the game. But in other Zelda games, money is basically worthless. With the exception of A Link to the Past, where you have to buy those Zora flippers.
No,
that's the only.
Yes and no. It depends. Zelda 1, you didn't have to, but it was the only way you could get. It was the only way you could get the red ring or the blue ring. And
being able to fire arrows.
Yeah. So.
Zelda 1 is a unique case when it comes to money. But Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess.
No, I mean in Ocarina of Time, in Zelda, in Link to the Past, you had to.
Yeah, you had to buy the flippers.
You had to buy the flippers, buy the monkey, pay off the monkey.
Oh, pay the monkey.
You had to buy the giant bomb.
Well, you didn't need to do that to finish the game. Oh, yeah, you did because
you had to do it a couple times.
Arrows.
Yeah. The silver. Well, no. Not even.
Yeah, you need.
No. I was just trying to think. It's like, did you have to pay any money to get the silver arrows? Aside from
no.
But you needed it. You needed it to unlock the couple of large big crack doors that were sitting around in the Dark World.
Do you know a website called the Cutting Room Floor?
Yes, I've read that quite a bit.
Yeah, I was looking at the Link to the Past entry, and it's pretty interesting that in the early versions of the game, you could beat Ganon without the silver arrows, just by hitting him in the frame before he teleports or something, but apparently that is basically impossible to do on every later version because they fixed that. But yeah, this fort is kind of weird because you can circle around and climb a little on the ruins, but there's absolutely nothing here.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a weird physics thing. Like, I didn't think they intended you to be able to get up there, but I got up there.
In Link's Awakening, you had to buy the shovel because you couldn't get into level 3 without a shovel. That's 300 rupees. Did you have to buy arrows? You technically needed to buy arrows to beat Goma.
I feel there was a way to beat the game without buying the bow and arrows.
I mean,
the bow and arrows is like 980 rupees or something.
Yeah, you need to steal.
Well, you didn't have to steal.
No, you did.
No, you could hold 999 rupees, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying that, but without buying it, you had to beat Goma. And there's no way to beat Goma without bow and arrow.
I'm gonna have to look that up, because I could have swore you can beat the game with like the bow and arrows. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like there's a way you could. But the Oracle games, I can't remember any big rupee usages. Certainly nothing in Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. Or actually, in Twilight Princess, you have that Mallow Mart that had really high prices, but again, optional stuff. And of course, remember all the rupee chests that you couldn't take more money from?
Yeah.
That was not a fun mechanic.
It's really annoying for completion's sake, but you can understand why they did it. Just so you don't...
Because of the magic armor?
Yeah.
But I have not played Twilight Sword, Skyward Sword, so I don't know how that goes. I kind of grew off the Wii after a certain point.
Skyward Sword, the thing with Skyward Sword is that there really isn't a...
Oh, wow! We really took on the chin there. Jeez. But go on.
What?
You were talking about Skyward Sword.
Well, the thing with Skyward Sword is there's not, like... There's only, like, really one set of shops in the game. So...
Oh yeah, and in Freedom Cry you automatically collect loot from sunken ships for some reason. I don't know why that is. But now we're gonna do a plantation raid at night for once.
So much easier.
But yeah, basically it was like 2009-ish. I basically stopped playing the Wii entirely. And I don't even know where mine is right now. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but for nighttime plantations, all you have to do is find the guy with the key, take the key, and then free a bunch of the slaves from their quarters. Is that about it?
Yep, pretty much. And it's easier because all the slaves are in the quarters, which means if there's an alarm, the fail condition becomes get the guy with the key before he goes and locks himself up. And
oh, I didn't know they would actually do that.
I think they locked themselves up. I mean, can't remember. It's like it's so hard to fuck these things up at night. It's just like at day, it is like you have to go around, be very stealthy, and very careful. At night, which is completely opposite, you just kind of have to find a dude and then kind of just go kill a bunch of people and open some doors.
You know, I'm wondering about the guards' AI routines, because in Phantom Pain, it was harder for the guys to spot you if it was at night. But in Assassin's Creed, I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe that is in fact the case in this. Like, it generally tends to be, I mean, Phantom Pain was much weirder in the sense that there's a ton of things that impact that.
Yeah, there's a lot of little variables the game throws at you, which is not the case in this game.
Right, if you're walking, if you're crawling, if you're on your belly.
And the camouflage you were using?
Yeah. Camouflage a little less, so generally if you were walking...
Yeah, there's one really cool strategy guide I bought for the game. I didn't really buy it so much for the strategy guide's sake. I bought it mostly because it's a really cool looking guide and it's really complete. And what is that cow doing? That's kind of weird to see that. But yeah, that guide I'm talking about had a whole bunch of different things that impact the guards' eyesight.
Yeah. And
there's numerical values attached that you combine all those factors together, and that's how alert the guys are.
Just kill him.
I'm goofing around. Good old Phantom Pain. Konami's swan song.
Yeah, I mean...
It's definitely one of those end of an era type games. You can just feel it. Yeah. I was so close to doing this clean.
It's sad you got shot at point blank range with a musket.
But yeah, I assume that once you kill the guy and he's out in the field like this, it's impossible to fail.
Pretty much.
Now it's just go around and free everybody. Yeah, Phantom Pain, very bittersweet game.
I like it for what it is, and there are a lot of people who want it to be something else, and
I really like the game, don't get me wrong, but it's very... not entirely sure how I feel about its overall play, but at the end of the day, I think with it being the last Metal Gear, it feels about right.
Until we get the zombie game.
Yes, the zombie game. But I actually did get around to watching that Lord of the Flies bonus.
Oh, the level 50, mission 51 or whatever it was.
Yes, I watched the YouTube video that had the mission dialogue recordings and the concept art and such. It feels like it was just on the verge of being completed. Like there's not a whole lot. There wouldn't have been a whole lot left to do with the cutscenes and such.
I mean, you still have to do some work. Yeah, it was close, but it wasn't. I think half the problem is like I'm somewhat sympathetic of it, but you know that game was very, very overdue. It was very. Yeah. It was over budget. It was over, you know, way late, and...
Yeah, I can understand why Konami was just wanting to get it out the door.
It was in a pretty damn near acceptable state as it is. I mean, a lot of people don't like it because there's not, like, a very good sense of finality in a lot of cases, but at the same time, you're talking about a game where we literally know the fate of every single character after this. And you're in a very tough spot of trying to make it go any different.
Yeah, it's... how the game goes, it feels very strange, but also kind of fitting to me. It's a hard thing to put into words. Yeah. It just feels like that's how it should have been.
Everybody gets their swan song, and...
if I was in charge of the Phantom Pain, the final product is probably not what I would have gone with, but... there's something about it that feels appropriate or right about it. Let's see how long it takes them to kill this guy.
I mean, half the thing is like people like wanted to get Huey get their comeuppance, and I'm like, okay, first.
This is not. Okay, yeah. This is not going well.
No, let's just get this done. It's like,
be careful. Someone is bound to notice something different.
Yay.
But yeah, as far as I can understand the complaint about bosses, I think there should have been more bosses. But
I mean,
the way
you only really had
2,
3.
I mean, Peace Walker had a lot of bosses, but did you have a lot of fun with a lot of those bosses?
It was the same boss, half a dozen times. Like
yeah.
I mean, and really, I mean. They never varied all too much until you beat the game and you got the.
I mean, I thought Peace Walker and Zeke were good bosses. I had fun with those.
Yeah, you had a bunch of armored carriers, which really weren't all that different, other than one flies, one circles around, and then you had the various forms of Zeke, which really. Basically played all very similar to each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And then you had Zeke, you had Peace Walker, and then you had the bonus Monster Hunter ones, which were cool.
Yeah.
But after that, it was all those bosses just Oh, instead, we're just going to clown car 1,000 dudes into this little APC.
That was pretty funny, yeah. I mean, there are a million of those kind of bosses in Peace Walker. But I remember one time I was playing with 3 other people and we were fighting Peace Walker Custom. Now, Peace Walker Custom has a lot of health. It takes forever to kill on the 4 players. But we all had bandanas on and we all had the M47 Dragon, which is the strongest rocket launcher in the game. So basically, Peace Walker was just non-stop getting staggered. It was pretty funny. Peace Walker basically couldn't do anything the whole fight.
So, this is how you get the other set of pouches. They're just...
Fascinating,
yeah,
I know.
just a dude lying dead on the water.
I guess it's better than hunting for obscure animals and getting their skins and then crafting. I probably would have taken that over what we got in the main game.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't know, it was kind of fun hunting those rare animals like the white cougar and the red howler monkey.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, I guess. And the music is very tense for some reason. I think it's because of the storm.
I think it's A, you're in a storm, and B, there's 3 bounty hunters on you.
No, I think those are just normal ships. Because when there's a bounty hunter around,
it would have the X.
There's that red... Yeah, there would be a red X and then an arrow pointing where they were.
And there's a way that's completely going to broadside you. Turn left, Dale. No.
Ooh, took that one on the chin. I don't know, I guess this is pretty tense because we don't have very much health left either.
No.
But now the storm seems to have passed.
Don't even.
Yeah, Man of Wars are actually pretty dangerous in Freedom Cry. Thankfully, you don't need to fight very many of them. Or any of them if you stick to the storyline stuff. I mean, remember that one Man of War? We lost like 5/8 of our health in a single heavy shot volley or something.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of health. But thankfully, this is the last little shit island, so we don't need to worry about that anymore.
Okay. Just the bounty hunters.
Yeah, they're a million miles away.
Why are they just like randomly mining little shit islands in the middle of nowhere?
I don't get that. I don't know why they're random fire barrels.
Bearing down on rocks, Captain! Shorten sail! Get off the squall!
Now, in addition to the player having regenerating health, the Jackdaw, or the Experto Creed, also has regenerating health. It's very strange.
Isla Paramo.
It really feels like the game industry in general is moving away from like health packs and med packs and stuff.
It's pretty much bullshit, to be honest. They just...
med packs?
Yeah, well... Regenerating... I just think that it's just like enough people's like, well... What does it really give you? What the...
Yeah.
Okay, is that really just like a really... really low in the water, or...
No, I definitely saw the ship tip below the waterline. Okay, I did not see that when I was actually recording the video. I don't think I intended that to happen. That was odd.